Do you know that the Dutch have been growing tulips since the 17th century? Until now, they are the largest exporter of tulip bulbs in the world. In 2020, there were approximately 27,000 hectares of agricultural land in the Netherlands used for growing flower bulbs. More than half of that was dedicated to tulips, which amounts to about 2 billion tulip bulbs. And 90% of those are exported. Tulips are one of the most popular flowers in the world, known for their vibrant colors and unique cultivation. In this video, I will show you how they are planted, grown, and harvested. But before we start, I have a little challenge for you. Do you know why same tulip bulbs are planted twice a year? Keep that in mind, and you will get the answer while watching. And now, let's discover the secrets behind tulips' beauty. The process of tulip cultivation starts with planting. Tulips belong to the group of autumn bulbs. This means that the bulbs will be planted in fall, during October and November. The flowers bloom in the early spring from January to April. The bulbs are planted about 15 centimeters deep to protect them from frost, 10 to 20 centimeters wide. But where are these bulbs from? Well, big farms usually prepare their own bulbs, and we'll learn more about that later in this video. The bulbs are planted in nets to make it easier to remove them from the ground later on. Don't worry if you can't imagine it, we will see it clearly during harvest time. For now, let's take a moment to watch the satisfying process. Once the tulip sprouts, they are carefully monitored for viruses or diseases. Any incorrect plants are quickly removed to make space for the good ones. After 4 months, the tulips are in full bloom and attract tourists from all over the world. However, these tulips are not grown mainly for tourism. They are either sold as bulbs or used to cultivate new ones. To ensure the energy goes into the bulbs and not the flowers, the tulips are topped by cutting off their heads. This is done by a machine to prevent damage to the leaves, but smaller tulips must be done by hand. The cut flowers are left on the ground as a type of fertilizer. You have discovered the topping, caring, and planting. Later we will learn about how they are grown in greenhouses. But for now, it's harvest time. This usually happens between mid-June and the end of July. The tulip bulb is now mature and big enough. They also produced many new little bulbs around it. You can see how easy they are removed from ground with the net. Next, the bulbs are taken to the processing factory. They are washed and dried for 24 hours. Here, the small bulbs separated from their mother bulbs. The small ones are used for replanting, while the big ones are processed further by the machine. They are graded into 3 types. A part of the bulbs is sent to the sales department, where they are sold as bulbs all over the world. Another part is stored to be planted again the next season, while the third goes to cultivation to become full flowers. Now we come to the cultivation part in the greenhouse. The bulbs are first grown in cold conditions before being transferred to greenhouses for cultivation. They are stored in a cooling room for a certain period, usually between 11 to 17 weeks at 11 degrees Celsius. But why do they go through this process? Well, it's actually a trick to make the bulbs think it's winter. This activates the sprout and new roots, making them think they need to start growing again once spring arrives. It's pretty cool, right? What do you think about this trick? They use LED lights here to help them grow faster. After spending a few months in the cooling room, new roots and tulips start to grow slowly. Once tulips have grown big enough, they are ready to leave the cold storage. Now it's 4 to 8 weeks and the tulips are grown in full sunlight. Finally, the flowers are mature enough, they are picked, cut and packaged by a fully automatic system. For now, let's take a moment to watch the satisfying process. We've reached the end of our tulip farming journey today, and I want to thank you for watching until the end. Did this video inspire you to plant some tulips at home? Let's share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Alright, it's